Hey Cancer, we're going to get into your reading. So let's see, Cancer. Let's see what's going on for you guys. All right, Cancer. All right, let's see what's up. Whoa. Wow. All right. That's a little bit intense. Yeah. Two of Pentacles at the bottom. Okay. So let's see. You guys have the reverse world card. This is showing up for your current energy. All right. So reverse world card feels like there's just something that's not finished or something that you feel like, Okay, so for some of you guys, you might be actually getting like a second chance with something here, okay? There might be something that, yeah, maybe there's something left unfinished, like a particular chapter in your life or just out of something that's kind of important here, okay? I feel like, again, it was left unfinished in some sense, okay, that kind of thing. But I'm also really getting the idea of like you're revisiting this or you have an opportunity to like restart something or, I just want to say a second chance. That's really what I want to say. So, all right, you have the Wheel of Fortune, and this is showing up in your environment. So, if this is with a person, I feel like this is somebody who like, okay, so if you are in a situation here, Cancer, where you're like, I want like a new start with this particular person, that kind of thing, I kind of feel like that is available. That's what I'm understanding here. A sense of like maybe somebody in your environment who's maybe willing to take like a chance on restarting something or willing to, I don't know, to help complete something or to finish out some like unfinished chapter of something. It kind of feels like getting closure on something, but it feels like getting closure on it in like the way that you want to in some sense, okay? That kind of thing. All right. I will also say I was understanding some message. I don't know what sign it came out in, but it was something about like location, and I am actually kind of understanding that for your reading as well. All right, that kind of thing. All right. I also kind of want to say that you're surrounded by like, I want to say either like good intentions or like, I don't know, like good luck, something like that. All right. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So, all right, let's see. Maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe you're like, you know what, right now is like a lucky time to kind of like complete something that again, like was either you didn't get the results you wanted or you kind of, left something unfinished and like, that it was unfinished. There's something about that. So let's see. Okay. I also do understand the energy of possibly somebody in your environment who is maybe holding onto a level of control with something, or maybe is having a hard time, I want to say moving on from something because it's like something hasn't been closed out, or you're not, I don't know, like two people aren't seeing the same thing, or there's just something that's like left unsaid or left unfinished in some sense. All right, that's what I'm seeing here. So all right, for your challenge, you actually have the reverse Tower. So I feel like the challenge is either something that you just like really were not expecting in some sense, okay, that kind of thing, like this Tower card reverse, like it does feel like there's something that it's like, okay, I was expecting this to be like a bigger deal than it is, or I don't know, something like that. That's kind of what I'm feeling. All right, so I don't know, maybe you thought something was going to like shock somebody in some sense and it didn't, or I don't know, somebody maybe even backed out of something, okay? I wonder if there was a commitment made and then somebody backed out of it in some sense, all right? That kind of thing, that might be something that's like showing up as a challenge. I will also say this Wheel of Fortune showing up in your environment, and then you have the reverse Tower, like some things are just like not predictable, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we have free will, all that kind of stuff. Like some things truly are, you can't predict them, all right? That's how I feel anyway. So that could also just be something here. So, all right. So for your opportunity, you have the Eight of Wands. Friggin' awesome. Okay. So this is like, I want to say this is things like speeding up. Okay. I also understand possibly having communication maybe from somebody around you who's like, okay, I'm going to take a chance on this, or, something like that. So kind of like that. It feels like there's like momentum, and maybe I'm even wondering if it's like, you know what, guess what? The second time you do this, it's going to happen so much quicker. Or it's like, the energy is like ready to kind of like like ship you off to something, or to, you know, I don't know, move something so that something is like incorporated, integrated, completed, again, like with the result that like you like had in that you intended. I will also say I'm also picking up a storyline here with Cancer, where it could just be that you and somebody else, maybe you're just like not seeing eye to eye on something. All right, there might be an energy of like maybe having a hard time, maybe in like physical distance or in like emotional distance, being able to kind of like feel somebody else's energy, or I don't know, something about that. All right, but I do think that you have an opportunity to, again, either have some type of like quick communication, or having something where it's like, okay, all systems go, like now like here we go. I do understand something about something taking less time the second time you go into something, you know, or something catching on, you know, that kind of thing. So, all right, let's see. Let's clarify your reading, see what else we can get for you guys here. Maybe you're dealing with an Aries, okay? Could be an Aries or a Scorpio. So, all right, let's see. Well, there's the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this challenge might be like a controlled tower moment, okay? Or I don't know, something like that. Like something you did see coming, maybe. This is a little intertwined here. So, all right, let's see what's up. And I also kind of want to call you Scorpio. You do have a Scorpio card here for your challenge. All right, now I'm like, are you dealing with a Taurus, or this is maybe the challenge of something that, there's the Fool card, something that was like really stable, or that you know, were kind of like depending on in some sense. I wonder if like, I don't know, there's a shakeup in that. This Fool card to me, I got to tell you guys, this is really kind of like driving home the point of like having a second chance at something. All right, that's what I'm feeling, okay? That kind of thing. I will also say, I feel like that's also a nod to that like Aries and Taurus reference. So, all right, let's see what's up. Your cards are like intense energies, Cancer. I think Cancers can actually handle intense energies quite well. Look at that. You're like, yeah, me too. So, all right, that's kind of nice. So, all right, let's see. Okay, so let's look at your oracle cards, and then we're gonna clarify everything. So, for your challenge, you have full moon in Scorpio. It's time to release negativity. Okay, so yeah, there's like, okay. And then you have for your opportunity, last quarter moon in Leo, lighten up. So it's time to release negativity and then lighten up. All right, so maybe we're just supposed to be having a little bit more fun with something here, okay? So, all right, with the World card reversed, you have the Page of Cups reversed coming prior to it. So yes, I definitely feel like this is the energy of, I almost want to say, you know, I got to tell you, it almost feels like something here was like unfinished or unsettled in some sense, that kind of thing, because I feel like there was a lack of belief, or there was a lack of like feeling like something was possible, that kind of thing, okay? That, you know, or maybe even somebody saying something and I wonder if you took something one way and somebody else took something the other way, all right? That might be that like, I don't know if it's difference of opinions, but like clashing in some sense, okay? Like that kind of thing. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I feel like because of that, again, something was like not completely concluded in some capacity. Or again, this could just be you maybe being like, you know what? I've tried to understand that person's perspective, or I tried to even be like really nice or offer, I don't know, something here, that kind of stuff. But again, it's like, I don't know if, I don't know. It feels like something was supposed to go further. That's what I think. Something was supposed to go further, and for whatever reason, it did not, okay? That kind of stuff. I really do understand this energy of like, that's not, of like you kind of being like, that's not possible. And then, I don't know, something being like, either unsaid or just being like, okay, you can believe your version of whatever it is and I'll believe my version of whatever it is, you know, that kind of thing. So, all right, in your environment, you have the reverse Four of Pentacles with this Wheel of Fortune. So, all right, I kind of like that, okay, because again, you have this like, it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. I a little bit feel like this is maybe somebody in your environment who actually is doing that, is releasing some sort of negativity or releasing a grudge or something like that. And I think it's in order to either, again, give you like a second chance with something, or this is just the energy of like, hey, I'm going to have better luck if I loosen up control on this, okay? Four of Pentacles reversed, I definitely see that as like, you know, loosening up control, and then, well, with the Wheel of Fortune, loosening up control. That's what I'm totally understanding here, okay? All right. Cancer, let's see. All right, so you have the Emperor and you have it with this reverse tower here. This is what's showing up with this. It's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. So yeah, this to me feels like there was like a decision made from like a boss person or somebody who's very much in charge, maybe an Aries person, okay? That kind of thing. Or this is somebody who like walked into a situation and was either like friggin' shocked by something here, okay? That kind of stuff. Or this is a person in, again, a person in authority who is like, I'm not surprised by this, but maybe somebody else is. I don't know. It feels like whatever this Emperor business is here, I feel like this Emperor knows a lot more about something. Like there's like something about like knowing the background of something or knowing like, I don't know, all the steps involved in something here, that kind of stuff. And it feels like maybe the challenge is being like, It just, Cancer, it really feels like you really want to be in control of something, okay? I can't stress it enough. It really does feel like that. Like, you know, I don't know if this is like something going like wrong at a workplace or with somebody, I don't know, maybe a spouse or I don't know, something. There's something about that here that I feel like that's like part of the challenge is maybe having like a really like kind of interesting interaction with somebody or maybe even feeling like I need to be in control of everything, that kind of stuff, okay? But I really feel like there's something here about like needing to kind of release that, or it's like, hey, now's the time to do it. Again, like releasing things, like, you know, with this energy in your environment, it just really feels like that. It feels like the universe is like, this is the time to do it. Like, this is the time to like finalize this thing, release this for good, whatever it is, that kind of stuff. Okay. That's really what I'm feeling here. Like very, very strongly. So, all right. Okay, so you guys have the Sun card with the Ace of Swords. I mean, that's so much friggin' clarity. It really is, okay, showing up for part of this challenge. So I do think that there's something in like, you know, focusing on the positive here, okay? Time to release negativity, and then you have the Sun card. So absolutely, there is something about like maybe shedding light on something, or at the very least, maybe just going into something with like a friggin' optimistic type of something or other, you know, that kind of stuff, okay? I even want to say if you're feeling like somebody in an authority position is maybe even like dropping the ball on something, or is maybe like missing like, I want to say crucial information, then I don't know, maybe you are in the position of being like, hey, let me shed some light on that, you know, and that's going to kind of like have this breakthrough, or there's going to be like maybe a breakthrough in communication, okay? Something regarding that. I do understand. I do understand something about that. I know these readings are timeless and we are in Sagittarius season. I'm seeing this as like a birthday of some sort, or I don't know, something like that, okay? All right, that's not going to be for everybody, obviously, but I do understand something regarding that, all right? Okay, so yes, absolutely, like shedding on, leaning on the side of like positivity, that kind of stuff, okay? Definitely having fun with something, maybe even being like a little bit like, you know, not taking something so seriously, you know, that kind of stuff. There's something about that it's like, revealing a certain thing is going to, I want to say, allow somebody else to like understand the full picture of something, or being like, oh, okay, I didn't know why that was done, or what the heck, but now I understand it. Okay. Now I understand it. All right. That kind of thing. All right. Okay. So you have the Lovers card, and this is showing up as what to avoid. So I kind of want to say avoid repeating like the same mistake. If there is something that's like, okay, I can spot the mistakes in something, it's almost like avoid repeating that same mistake. Again, I feel like you're getting a second chance in something. So it's like, it doesn't mean, you know, don't repeat the cycle. I think it more so is saying like, make sure that like when you close it out this time or whatever it is, or repeating a certain something or other here, getting a second shot in something, it's like, don't make it the exact same thing. I don't know, something like that, okay? That's what I'm understanding. I also feel like maybe this is something about maybe not making a permanent choice with something right now. Again, it does feel like there's kind of stuff in the works, things shifting, that kind of stuff. All right, so let's see. Okay, so you have last quarter moon in Leo. So you have Leo energy showing up for your opportunity and as like what to do for part of your challenge. So maybe there's even a Leo person around that maybe is part of whatever's going on, okay? So last quarter moon in Leo, lighten up. And again, this is showing up for your opportunity. So, all right, you have the Eight of Wands, and then you have the reverse High Priestess. So I feel like in the past, there was something that was like ignored, not said, or somebody was giving somebody like an extreme cold shoulder type of energy, that kind of stuff. As we're saying this, Cancer, I am also understanding a smothering aspect, okay? So I'm even understanding at the same time here, okay? The idea of somebody maybe who was like not discreet at all, like maybe just like extremely obvious with something, you know, that kind of stuff. I also understand not trusting your intuition on some level, whether this is with a relationship or a person or whatever the heck it is, situation, something like that. I do understand part of that, but I feel like that past energy of, again, either keeping something maybe internally a secret, but again, there's something about, you know, yeah, I'm more so understanding being like overly obvious with something, okay? That kind of stuff, that seems to be happening in the past, but I feel like it's prepping you for whatever this opportunity is, okay? It's like, you know, not being, you know, maybe there could have been more discretion or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. But whatever it is, it's turning your opportunity into, like, I want to say, again, lightening up a little bit, not taking something so seriously. I'll even say here, there might have been something here that you were like, dude, I feel like everybody knows. What do they know? I don't friggin' know. It's just that energy of like, oh my God, they're all on to me. You know, this is directed at me, whatever the heck it is, or feeling very much like vulnerable, being like, oh my gosh, like everybody, I keep wanting to say everybody knows it's me. I don't know like what that is in reference to, but like I'm super getting that understanding, okay? That kind of stuff. All right, I'm also understanding this High Priestess card here, like morphing into the Hermit, okay? I definitely understand something about that. So, all right, again, feels like your opportunity now is just to, I want to say like roll with the punches, or just being like, you know what, it's the time now to kind of do this. Again, maybe this is having contact with somebody that maybe you've kind of been like, you know, ghosting for a while, that kind of stuff, or vice versa. There is something about that, but it's also this energy of like really needing to like not like micromanage anything or that kind of stuff, or at the very least not like holding like a grudge in some sense, okay? That kind of stuff. Like again, it's like that fresh start, that like second chance type of energy. That's definitely what I'm understanding here. So I friggin' like it. I will also say I really like that you have the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Wands, because to me, again, this is like absolutely like clear, accurate, like it's like confirmations or honesty. You know what I'm saying? Honesty. Information, like truthful information, and maybe like results even coming in like really quick, or getting exactly what it is that you've asked for, something like that, okay? I see this as being like a positive thing. So, all right, you have the Eight of Cups, and then you have it with the King of Wands, and this is showing up for also part of your opportunity. So, all right, Eight of Cups, this is like walking away from something when you know it's like not really meant for you, or that you're feeling like something is missing. I want to go follow something that's going to make me feel more fulfilled, that kind of stuff. That's kind of what I feel, you know, like don't settle for anything that's that you don't need to settle for, okay? That kind of stuff. And again, like maybe there is something where it's like admitting a particular disappointment, or bringing that out in the open, explaining that, you know, airing that out, whatever it is, that kind of thing. That's kind of what I understand, all right? Walking towards something that it's like, okay, this is okay, but it could be better. You know what I'm saying? It's like striving for something even better, or, you know, something that is like you feel more at ease with. Or, you know, I got to tell you, you did have the Nine of Cups the Nine of Cups at the bottom of this deck. So it's like, do this. It's like, this is walking towards your Nine of Cups, you know? It's like walking towards fulfillment, satisfaction, that kind of stuff. You have the King of Wands here. Feels like by walking away from something that, again, you're like, you know, this doesn't like fit anymore, or this, there's something, I feel like there's something missing here. There's got to be something else out there, or something like that. I feel like what it's going to do is, I want to say, get you kind of fired up. And I also see this as like that completion energy, all right? Having enough energy and determination, motivation, enough like want, inner desire to go towards something and complete it, you know, not leaving it unfinished or whatever the heck it is, that kind of stuff. A lot of motivation. I will also say, it could be here that it's like, again, walking away from something that like isn't, it's just like, you know, it doesn't feel right, that kind of stuff. I feel like that's giving you like permission, or it's going to kind of set the scene for something that you really do want, and something that you're like, okay, I feel like this is even more of a good fit, or something like that. So it's interesting with this Lovers card here, for, again, back to your challenge, it's almost like this Lovers card is saying like, avoid thinking that like this is as good as it can get, or that this is like the pinnacle of something, you know, that kind of thing. It's like, it could get even better. That's what I'm feeling. All right, so what to avoid? You have the reverse King of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is like not making something completely different, but still allowing that second chance, that kind of stuff, all right? I will also say, the Emperor card with this reverse Tower, and then you have the King of Pentacles reversed. I mean, this really might be something about like your kind of like relationship with like stability, or or something that's like extremely reliable, or I don't know, even like I want to say like your sense of like how long something has taken or something like that. There's something about that to like to maybe even stick through something that maybe you're like, this is taking a really long time, okay? That kind of stuff. Because you have to understand, you have this Eight of Wands here. Like, it's like whatever is happening here, it's like worth sticking with it, or it's worth, it's worth it in some sense, okay? That kind of stuff. But again, it's like that pick and choose, like, what do I want to deal with? What do I not want to deal with? That kind of stuff. Like, where am I at now? Does this fit now or not now? That kind of, that kind of energy. I will also say releasing all this like negativity, that kind of stuff. This Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups here, that could also be what it is like kind of releasing, like walking away from like maybe like bad memories or bad feelings or whatever the heck it is, something like that. Just kind of releasing that. That kind of stuff. All right. That's what I feel. I also feel like there's something about avoiding thinking that something is always going to be reliable or always going to work every single time. Okay. That kind of thing. I don't know what that is in reference to, but I don't know. There's something about that. So, all right. I want to call you Scorpio again. So Cancer, that's what I have for you guys. I hope this reading was helpful and made sense, all that kind of stuff. If not, you could check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.